Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. So I thought for today we would just kind of do a live hangout. I didn't have a ton else on the agenda because it's been one of those crazy days. Haven't gotten a ton yet done, but actually I've had enough time to start rebuilding the top 5 animations. I'm doing something ever so slightly different with it. So that's something I'll show you guys what we're going to do for those coming up here. And I don't know, maybe a little bit about how they're built, but I'm not super good with Blender, but we'll see what we got. So, hello everybody. Where's my comment feed? There we are. There's my comment feed. Cats DGS, greetings. Hello, meow meow meow. KO2610, greetings. Mitchell Morrison, please share that 91 degrees. It's too cold here right now. Someone forgot to inform the world that A, it is April, and B, there's like this global warming supposedly going on, so it clearly explains why we're freezing. And let's see, I do need to adjust my color correction a little bit on my camera. I've been looking at this last night, realizing that, holy moly, the saturation's turned way too much up. Ha! Now my true colors, I'm a space alien. No, wait, hold on, let's go ahead and go back to normal, and then, there we are. That's a little bit better. I was watching the video I did yesterday, I'm like, that's a really good video, except my color's way off, so that should be a little bit better. UK Beast, greetings! How's it going? Yes, finally caught the streams. All right. So early when the stream started, it still said it was scheduled. Had to restart YouTube. Yeah, well, I actually just put up the notice just a few minutes ago. So I felt like just a few minutes ago. I've been working in Blender most of the day. So that's kind of what's been going on with that. Robert, how's it going there? The kitty and the gang. Yep. Hello, Robert. How are you? All right, Katie. Gavin, how's it going there? Analog, hello to you. Send some heat up your way. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. It's supposed to snow Saturday here. Yeah, it should be pretty cold and miserable-ish. Cameron, how's it going there? Using Deepin OS, should I be concerned? I wouldn't be. No, Deepin OS, it's Chinese-based, that's what people say there's an issue, but it is open source. People have audited the code, and with how crazy and anal some Linux users are, if there's anything bad in that code, we'd know about it. So I would not be concerned about using Deepin. If it works for you, use it. Just made it in time. Hello, Kyrie Holmes. Installing Mint on an ancient Epic PC, or Epic? I don't know, whatever that thing is. It's a PC from 900 years ago. No. How's that? Kitson, greetings there. Kitson, I believe, I'm going to pull up my list here real quick. I believe you want a mouse pad, Kitson. Make sure I have your address so I can get those mailed out. BitBlocks want a mouse pad. BitBlocks, I have an address, but I need at least a first name to mail that out. And Vaughn, if you're watching, I need an address from you. Kitson, need an address. And Daniel Turbs and Saddle Ridge, I have yours ready to go. They would have gone in the post office today, but I had too crazy of a day to get there. So they will probably go in there tomorrow. Crazy, how was everyone's day? Yeah, crazy work for me. It wasn't for me, it wasn't crazy work. I had just put on a new fan belt on the car on Friday, and it decided it did not want to stay on there today, and so turn on the car, and there the friend was like, that's not a normal noise. Let me look under the hood. And I'm like, we might want to have a closer look at that when I can. And then we pull out of the parking lot, and all of a sudden you hear. I'm like, yeah, the fan belt is starting to fall apart. Fortunately, it was close enough to take it up to a garage that was nearby. We were able to get that squared away. Didn't get stranded anywhere, but it would have been close. So that's kind of what took up most of my day. So I just said, you know what? I haven't got anything done yet anyway. Why bother starting now? So just took care of other things. The Hulk. Global warming, send. Yeah. Greetings, Cameron. How is Scotland doing? OpenShot has Blender support for intros. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Linux guy, how's it going there? UKB, Deepin source is on GitHub for us to look at. Yes. Hello, Anna Rita. Hello, Anna Rita. Where is my girlfriend, Kitty? He's looking for his girl. Yeah. All right, so with that, I wanted to, don't have a huge agenda for today. Just maybe some things we're going to be doing. The first is, I'm still, of course, running Ubuntu over here. It actually hasn't gotten in my way enough to want to get rid of it. But I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Fedora over there next. I think that that's the next thing I'm going to do. It's just that, I saw the Fedora, the new Fedora came out. I did a video on that, and I'm going to run with that. And other than that, we're just going to have a look at some things. Maybe we'll pull up some comments. One of the things, I got some interesting comments on the video from yesterday. And let me actually just pull up that video. Let's see. It's actually kind of hard because I have two different videos. I put up the shortened version. If you did not watch the stream from yesterday, probably watch the video unless you want to see the stream stuff. Usually I'll take down the streams and put those up on Patreon. I want to just go ahead and keep them both up there right now. But one of the things I wanted to do is look at some of the comments, because it's kind of interesting that it's just kind of telling for me that many people probably don't actually watch some of the videos. And there's some questions over here as well, if you guys are knowledgeable about any of that. I just got to pull up the... Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. All right, there we are. All right, so over here is the comment feed from the video from yesterday. This is something somebody had said. If anybody knows anything about this, Proton app on the Android phone uses Google Play services. Use it for push notifications, I think. At least people that use it noticed it. If you know anything about that, let me know. I have a Proton Mail account, but I don't use an app for it. I just access it via a web browser. That's another one of those things I didn't mention in that video yesterday. A lot of your apps are simply web browsers surrounded by things, and it's probably better in some of those instances to just use the website. I mean, Proton Mail's website is a respectable website. It works out great. This is one of those ones that was an interesting comment. One of the commenters in the chat. Okay, simply saying not to use Google is easier said than done. And this wasn't the only guy that left this comment. He did clarify, apparently. He did clarify that his response was to one of the commenters in the chat. I didn't know that, so my apologies. But this is a comment. I got multiple versions of this. If you're using YouTube, you're already using that. It's like, no, the point of the video was to tell you that you can still use Google services without giving up a lot of your data. And so that was one of the things I did. This phone requires a Google account. I didn't ask what phone that was. Hunter, if you're watching, what phone is that? I understand many phones do not have custom ROMs, but requiring a Google account? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. In which case, that's why you just create a junky Google account with some throwaway email address and you never access it again. That'll at least turn your phone on. And see if there's a way that you can, sideload apps. As long as you can sideload apps, man, put F-Droid on there and you should be fine to go, whichever way. Open source email, Proton Mail. Do you have any recommendations for a good GPS? As far as car GPSs, I use Nuvi GPSs. One of the funny things with TomTom, I mean, this was an article from a while ago in another country, so I forget all the details, but the police were utilizing, basically buying TomTom data service and figuring out where people were speeding based upon seeing the anonymized GPS locations and using that to determine where to sit and catch people. So literally people running, driving too fast with their TomTom GPSs on allowed the police to identify the places to target. So that was kind of an interesting little article. I like Garmin Nuvis as far as your car GPSs. Again, Garmin's is probably one of the better GPSs if you want a field GPS. I mean, I haven't had a field GPS for... Oh, man. I mean, I was a huge geocacher even before smartphones came out. Back then I had... what did I have? I forget all the model numbers, but I had the kind of the bigger one. I had the full United States topo maps on there. Very nice system. Just a good upper level. It's like the mid-range field GPS. Those are the GPSs that I use in that respect. Let's see. That one is that. Let me pull up this video now. All right. Not sure what was up with the notification swan. I have comments waiting my review. Yes, I know that. Okay. Let's see. Problem is keeping Google away is hard work for most non-techie people. Just too much. That's a fascinating comment. That I think that he's right. It is hard. I mean, like trying to tell somebody, hey, be careful when you're using Windows 10 because of all the data collection Windows 10 is going to try and do on you, right? Be careful with that. But yeah, keeping away from Google is hard for non-techie people. And I think that maybe this is a tinfoil hat time talk for Saturday. Maybe this is the objective. Maybe this is indeed the objective. Is to, we have dumbed down everything to the point to where we're just like mindless sheeple. We just fill in whatever we want to fill in. And when we do that, we're giving away every bit of data that they want without a lot of the logical thing. This is why it's actually good what happened with the Cambridge Analytica issue, is because it's for the first time in a long time getting people to wake up and ask about privacy. I'm just waiting for them to realize that, yeah, Facebook's nothing compared to Microsoft and Google. Nevertheless, I think Facebook is worse in some ways with like buttons on every single website. If you're not blocking those on your computer, then, you should probably go ahead and do that. But he goes on to say, I too feel very uneasy about Google tracking, but in fairness to Google, they are upfront about it and make it relatively easy on their dashboard and set history off for as much as possible. And that's a question, I guess. Are they really being honest with their data collection and things like that? Are they really truly deleting stuff? I think that's one of the best things we can do in law. Every company that collects data on any individual should have a permanently delete button, and it should be mandated by law to delete that data when they request it. That's the safest way. It's the best way. It probably will never happen, but anyway, that's one of the best. The one that surprised me the most was the record of apps opened on the Android phone. Okay, now to be sure, I think that this is when I was showing the list. That is the apps on the Google Store. That was not apps I opened. That was the apps and things that I looked up and researched online. Now, the danger here is that Facebook is now pushing a new app that will record all of that data. And I forget the name of it, but basically what it does is it's supposed to secure your apps by requiring some type of biometric lock or passkey lock onto any given app that you have. So if I'm using my phone and I try and access the YouTube app, which I'm not sure why I guess there's reasons to use it, but try and use the YouTube app, you have to enter a biometric scan. That allows Facebook to see how frequently you're using the apps, how long you're staying in them, things like that. So that is not something Google is tracking, to my knowledge. They might be, but to my knowledge they're not. But Facebook is trying to do that. And so that's something you got to be careful with. Research, I've tried using DuckDuckGo. Unfortunately for me, the search results are just not as good as Google. Start page is an option, but I feel a little hypocritical using to use Google search, but using anonymously. I would love to respond to that, because that's the difference. If you want completely separate independent results, DuckDuckGo does that. What Start page does is it takes your search and it feeds it anonymously into Google so that no data is being tracked and they're not feeding it. This is one of the dangers that algorithmic things are doing. This is why, by the way, if you're not getting notifications on the channels, check that you're still subscribed to channels. Check your notifications are still turned on. Even me today, suddenly today, in the last hour, 30 subs were dropped from my channel. I have a hard time believing that 30 people suddenly just decided to stop watching and following Switch to Linux. So double check, make sure you're still subscribed. Right now, as of like a week or two ago, Google released a new algorithm that is now giving people the thing. So if you're not seeing the notifications you're asking for, it's very much because of that. So keep that in mind. That is certainly a danger. they're starting to feed you what it thinks you want, and what happens is you become more and more narrow-minded and more isolated. It's part of that they, whoever they happens to be, wants to divide the country, because a divided people fighting amongst themselves is easy to control, and that's one of those dangers. And so the problem with using Google, especially if you're logged into your account, just in general on your computer, but especially if you're logged in your account, is they'll start to tailor your search results to the things it thinks you want to see the most. And what happens is it starts to slowly narrow your point of view. And you need to have a more objective point of view in this world. And that's why it's always better to use Start Page. It gives you better results, and don't be concerned that Google is not going to don't be concerned that you're not giving Google your data. No, absolutely not. That's how it should be anyway. It should give you relevant results, not results they want you to see. In that case, they is Google. But there's this greater they you hear talk about. So definitely use Start Page. DuckDuckGo is good. There might be some other ones out there. Google provides services and are entitled to some form of return. Do you have any opinion on this? Yeah. Is Bing any better? No. I think Bing is right from the spawn of Satan itself, i.e. Microshaft. But no, I mean, Google, don't worry about using Google anonymously. They're getting paid in full. They're getting paid if you go and do a Google search. So I'll go ahead and pull up Google itself. If I do a Google search and I want to come up here and search for something, why is there a microphone on? Search by voice? That's creepy as all get out. How long's that search for voice been there? I don't know. I don't use Google. If I go here and search for something, I get Beatles on top. I have Spotify, Play Music. They're getting paid by listing these things here. And then ordinarily there would be some ads up here. My system blocks all ads on a Google-wide thing. But all of these are things they're getting paid to list. And so they are making a decent amount of money. You'll see it says I'm logged in. That's because this is my YouTube browser. I definitely wouldn't use Google on a logged in browser. So they're getting paid regardless. Don't be concerned about blocking the data that they're getting. Absolutely not. That's a thought. Now, there's a ton of comments over here, so I'm going to go ahead and jump back over to here, and we're just going to hang out for at least an hour, probably, is what we're going to do. So I'm planning on doing a Christian stream tonight on discipleship. All right. She's under the bed in usual spot for some reason. Okay, no school and 2 chefs quit at work. Really busy. Oh, man. I know how that is. Howdy, Chase. How's it going there? Pop OS has sold me 1804. Looks like eye candy for me. Okay. Enjoyed the video on VPN. Well, thank you very much. Yes, I want to do that video on the VPN because too many people are talking about use a VPN for your privacy. And the reality is the majority of those companies, they are just as bad as everyone else. A VPN is not a magic bullet. You use a VPN for very specific reasons. Don't buy into all this marketing stuff because guess what? Facebook has a VPN. The reality is if you're funneling all of your traffic through a VPN, whoever owns that VPN can see every little thing that you do. That's why Facebook has one. They want to collect that data. There's a whole lot of data companies that own part or whole of a lot of VPN companies. Don't get a VPN because you think it's going to make you more private. It's not. It's better to not have a middleman. That's, of course, in general. There's maybe very specific things you need a VPN for. That's all okay. The PM is coming. Oh, the Prime Minister is coming for your porn in the UK. Oh, boy. There is an app for Proton Mail on iOS that has notifications. Yep. Oh, yeah, UK Beast. Gotta... Okay. If you need the VPN to access those places, then more power to you, I guess. Heard that Google will start blocking G apps on custom ROMs. Yes, actually, they have already done that, I think, as of March 16th. If you have a custom ROM, you have to register it with Google in order to use G apps. Yes, that is correct. Hello, am I late? What are we talking about? Christopher, we are talking about whatever comes up the stream. I do not have a specific agenda because I have been working on car stuff and playing in my blender all day long. I've been blending a bunch of stuff up. I think she means GPS app. I don't know. I have no idea if we were talking about a GPS app or GPS. I don't know. I pretty much never turn location services on my phone unless I absolutely like pull up a map and I'm totally lost. Then I'll pull up, figure out where I am. For the most part, I don't. Hello there, Keegan. Greetings. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube demonetization bots. Yes. Mention GApps in video. What editing software do I use on Linux? I pretty much use Kdenlive. There are a few instances where I might use OpenShot, but for the most part I use Kdenlive. And here's actually a neat little thing. Well, don't have another place to talk about this. Particularly if you're using Linux Mint and you go into your software center. Let me show you guys my screen so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so if I come over here and go into my software center, we have, if I look up Kdenlive, you'll see that I have a FlatHub version of Kdenlive. This is the one they kind of want you to work in, which does give you the latest one, but I found a little issue here. And this might be something, not quoting entirely, I haven't researched it yet, but it might be something impacting your flat packs, impacting your snaps, impacting these things. Like everyone's saying, we need to get these app images and all these other self-contained app type things moving to make things better. I'm thinking like maybe we want to slow down on that because I came in and reinstalled this system. This is my main video production computer. So I came in here and installed the FlatHub. Guess what you can't do? Apparently. Maybe I missed it. I could not import all of my configuration files. And this is kind of important because in Linux, the way it's classically always been, if you come into your home directory and show your hidden files, you will find down here, and this one I got to remember exactly where it is. I think it's in config. I'm kind of looking for the Kdenlive files. If you know where it is, let me know, but I'm pretty sure I'll find it before any of those come up. But basically all these configuration files, local, share, Kdenlive. Okay, so inside of Kdenlive, here's my titles, profiles, libraries, all these types of things. There's a variety of different things. That's actually not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for the one that is specifically in the Kdenlive folder. I don't think it's cache. I'm pretty sure it's not cache. Still remember exactly where it is. Okay. Anywhere, somewhere in the home directory there. You will find a configuration file which contains everything that you need for a variety of apps. Well, if I take that file folder off of this computer and I drop it onto another folder in that location, then it will transfer all my settings, it transfers all my customizations, it transfers all my custom keyframes, just all that kind of stuff. It's driving me crazy that I can't seem to find it. It's in a weird spot. The Kdenlive one is in a weird spot. But I thought it was either the config or the local. I'll find it anyway. But what ends up happening is you store... Oh, that's why, because this one actually doesn't have any of those. What I'd have to do is I'd have to go into my Christian channel, for example, has a lot of that. So if I go to my Christian channels homepage and .kde, this folder here, which it's not going to show me anything because I do not have permissions to do that. Let's open as root. I got to find it again. It might not show it to me because I'm not logged in on the right system. Anyway, in that folder, in configuration folders and things like that, you will find a variety of different settings that is all your different configurations. What I found is that if you're using those items you cannot transfer all of those apps around. Profiles. Okay, effects. This is the one here. So what you see here is you see these effects. These are all of the common effects that I use to produce the Christian videos. The verse in and the banner in, these slide in, they're slide out. So these will show up in my custom transition effects, and I can just drag them over wherever I need them to be to allow a lot of consistencies. Kind of like a hacker will build his own scripts, build his own codes, keep those safe. Well, what I found is that using the Kden Live that is attached to FlatHub, I cannot import these effects. And so basically every time you're reusing those types of images, it seems as though you have to restart from scratch. And that is a pain. Because, I mean, got to think that it took me a while to produce all of the different things, all the different transitions and things like that. And so you want to be really careful that if we're pushing everything towards this app-like approach, how do we import and export data in an appropriate way? It raises itself a question. Whereas the old method of Linux, very easy to back up, very easy to maintain. Again, we got to fight against this user friendliness that seems to be messing everything up. So that's why this is the one that's actually in the repos. I actually added this by adding the Kden Live PPA, which you can't even find on their site anymore. I had to find it in some cache file somewhere. So that's kind of one of those fascinating little things, is that maybe change isn't all that good to rush into right away, as I'm looking into that. So I use Kden Live for the most part. So my games work fine on Wine, all crazy white Windows 10 off the PC. There you go. Yeah, speaking of which, does anybody use Minecraft or Tekkit? How's that work under Wine? I'm seeing on Wine HQ that I'm seeing that actually, it says it works really well. I'm curious if anybody has any experience with that. Also, does anybody have any experience putting Linux on Chromebooks? Wiping off what's on the Chromebook and putting Linux on there, would that be an exercise in futility? I have a system. I need to research the system. Hopefully tonight I'll get a chance to research it, but that'll be interesting if anybody has any experience on that. Notification Squad on switch to Linux channel? Yeah, I have no idea. What's Notification Squad? I don't know. I'm not in the know, apparently. Tired. I just got home from hospital for routine tasks. I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. How are you? All right. I'm well. Okay. K-Beast, or just get a dedicated Windows 10 desktop for gaming. There you go. Tired because we just walked the little ones to the park, burned ourselves out, and walked back. Thankfully, it's only 2 blocks away. All right. Like my PC and dual boot. Hello, Liver Die. How's it going there? Just got a new mouse pad from the store. Very sweet. Awesome. I hope you like it. Did it come in yet, or did you just order it? Tired of Google asked me to rate the restaurant I work at. Chrome OS sucks. That's what my friend says. So he wants to know, should he get a Windows 10 computer for that? I'm like, maybe if you just ship me the Chromebook, I can get Linux on it for you. I don't know. So about quant.com. Yeah, it's another search engine. I don't know a ton about it. I've looked at it before and I wasn't particularly impressed, but I don't know. Turn off app history for Google. Why do I need to know what apps I open and how long I open them? Also, some apps require the Google app enabled, or Google history. Yeah, that's the funny thing. In fact, I did a video. It's my third ever tinfoil hat time video. Is actually about that. It is called The Illusion of Privacy, and I'll drop it in the description there. This is about, let's see, copy link address. So what this video is about here is the fact that, yes, Google, despite them saying, oh, we've increased our privacy options. Well, if you've increased your privacy options, then why can I not turn something off? Because it turns out that most of the built-in Google apps, if you turn off all of those settings, the app simply crashes. Well, that's not exactly voluntarily enabling services. That's the illusion of privacy. So I actually did an entire tinfoil hat time. It's the second ever tinfoil hat time I did. That goes back to the good old days of 2016. You guys should check that one out. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So dumb. Yeah, voice assistant requires location history. That's exciting. Whoa, I lost my place. Also read, colleges are forcing students to use the Edge browser for logging in student portals. Oh, God. Yes, talking to a friend today. He went to one of the trade schools in town and is like, went in to sit in the web design course, and he was telling me about all the layouts and things and TDs and TRs and all these. I'm like, wait, did he teach you how to put together a website in tables? Really? He's like, well, that's what we're doing. I'm like, table layout? Just an FYI, if you're not in the know, table layout has not been used in a decade, people. So that's one of the challenges with this. Now, I don't want to completely criticize the classroom because I wasn't there. I don't know exactly what they were doing. But even for the historical merit, you don't bother going in and teaching people how to frame up a website in tables. Are you ludicrous? That's one of the problems with this. I mean, I don't have any courses in web design, and that's what I've done as a career for a long time. And frankly, I've worked with a lot of different people on a lot of different teams, and I'd put myself and my skill up against most people any day, for sure. And that's just like, what? So yeah, apparently the local trade school teaching them about web design development apparently uses table layout for building websites. Yeah. Really? Okay, I'll send it back. Pardon me. The 90s called. They wanted their website back. Wow. Okay. Vegan Linux user here. I don't usually tell people I watch one of those most annoying things about vegans videos. Apparently it was the first thing we say when we meet somebody. Really? Huh. Okay. It's called Search for Voice because Google is searching for your voice. Ooh. Spotify's worth $25 billion. Not surprising. Maybe they should give some of the artists they exploit. That's true. That's true indeed. That's true indeed. Is Mini 2, all I have to do is add YouTube channels to it and let the application let me know when there are new videos and add those channels. I love personal assistants, but I can't find one with a privacy policy that meets my standards. I tried Hound, but that tracks me. Personal assistants, what are you trying to use? Does Nextcloud happen to work? Look into that. I don't know. Not a big deal. It's perfectly reasonable to have to register. Hopefully it will put a stop to all the Nomad companies putting Android devices on the market and then not supporting them. Yes, that is exactly what they're trying to fight against. That is correct. Weird if I just go to voice search, it uses what you are saying on switch to Linux and searches words. I have no microphone. Oh boy, that's exciting. Yeah, it's probably pulling the desktop volume is what it's doing. Use Shotcut or Lightworks. I tried using Lightworks before. I did not find it very good. Daniel Turbs, greetings. Okay, a few days I went through from Linux Mint Cinnamon to Peppermint OS. Now I'm switching to Ubuntu Mate. All right. Now just keep searching until you find what you like. I use Kubuntu as my main desktop for basically 10 years now. That's cool. I like KDE. KDE is one of my favorite desktop environments, I gotta say. I really like it. I've looked at Shotcut a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, I used OpenShot until OpenShot pushed an update that didn't add functionality but made it more complicated. Then I switched to Kdenlive because I was like, if I'm going to learn something complicated, I may as well learn something with more functionality. So, and I just, once I learned Kdenlive, it was just, stick with it. Yeah, you know, maybe I need to play with it a little bit. Greetings, Linux Daily. How's it going there? Tom, what is my favorite backup tool? My favorite backup tool is simply to open up file managers and transfer files. tools. I actually don't do much in the form of automated backup stuff. Drives me crazy. Mostly it's just like things just don't want to sync right, and it's just like stop doing what you're doing and let me tell you. I've run into issues with that. So, you know, I'm collaborating files back and forth on Nextcloud with people, and you know, Google Docs will work the same way. We both go up there to edit some document, and you know, one of us is like, don't need that particular one anymore, and then what does it do? It deletes it off the computer. It's like, dude, chill. You know. I don't like any of the automation type stuff in backup. The Linux Mint backup system's not too bad. I can run that manually. Basically, the advantage of that is I could set it up exactly the way it runs and then just go ahead and manually run it. That's easy. But for me, I keep things pretty well organized that I don't really need to. I just go through and I have a specific backup day. On my specific backup day, I just go and back stuff up. That's a whole work day for me. And that's kind of what I do. Yesterday, I was looking for a plugin for my WordPress site. Never leave WordPress in my server. And after find what I need, finish my work to go watch some memes on Facebook. And then an ad appears showing me a plugin for WordPress with the same function I needed before. Yep. There you go. So what do you guys think of doing a fun little experiment where I test if Facebook truly does feed you stuff based upon what your microphone says? Protocol is pretty easy. Buy a burner phone with data functionality. Carry the phone around for a week or two. Carry the phone around in a fairly like a soundproof type box, something that's seriously going to muffle the sound. Carry it with you so it knows where you're going, things like that. You know, just throw it in a box or something, throw it in a bag, whatever. And then see what type of ads, record the type of ads that you get. And then for another week, you're going to sit there and keep the phone out and have conversations with the phone and hearing that sometimes have to do with the things you look at and sometimes don't have the things to do with you look at. I think the protocol would be pretty easy and pretty cool and pretty easy to do for somebody who doesn't use Facebook. And so, I don't know. I've been thinking about that. That just sounds like an interesting little thing. Hello, Dominique. How's it going there? I am doing well, and how are you? Shotcut, you can overlay HTML on the video, and text tool is far better than Kdenlive, renders the output in half the time. One of the things is that you need to be careful, though. Just because it's rendering it half the time doesn't mean it's rendering it better. Kdenlive, you can go into the render settings and you can set it to render fast or slow. The difference is a fast render lends a bigger file. And so that's what I'd want to do is run the two side by side, export with the same exact settings, measure the length of time, and look at the size of the file. Those are all important things to do because you can do in Kdenlive the same exact file settings. If you set it to render quickly, it will be a larger file. If you set it to render slowly, it's a slower file. It's a smaller file. And so unless I would see that comparison, I wouldn't say that rendering faster is a better thing. Because there's a lot more that goes into it than just how fast does it render. Shotcut confusing and limited. If you want a video editor, you can export lots. You can export lots of formats. Get Shotcut. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something I should look into a little bit more. Mel Gibson, greetings. Just put a Blu-ray burner on my Windows 7 computer, but I don't have admin or root privilege to burn a disk. Welcome to Windows 10. Okay. Seen ways to directly install Minecraft and Linux, so I always have to do a web search. Okay. You don't need to wipe Chrome OS, just use Crouton. You can switch between the two and even pipe your Linux apps onto Chrome. Okay. So looking at Crouton is something I need to look at then. Okay. Notification squad comments are posted purely for lots of likes. Okay. How do you feel about the larger push to demand tech giants release their code? I think that tech giants probably should release their code. It's, you know, open source is better. That way we know what they're doing. That's the thing, is we need to know what they're doing because it's very demonstrable that businesses are not exactly having our best in mind. Linux on Chromebook is possible depending on how the boot is to handle the Chromebook. I had no issues in HP. This one's a Samsung Chromebook. 500C maybe? I forget. Pixelbook would be great with Linux. Does anyone know if Series X is good? I don't know. Will you upgrade to Linux Mint 18.4? Are they doing an 18.4? Usually they do 1, 2, 3, and then the next version. I don't know. Tables are good for HTML emails. That's about it. Yeah, that's pretty much the only way you can get HTML emails to show it somewhat right. I'm a web developer since 2002. Yeah. So what do you think about teaching people how to do table layouts? I just installed Fedora 27, tried 28 last night, could not get some things to work. Hope you have better luck. Yeah. Live or Die, have you tried Naked Browser? Greetings, James Miller. Gregory Locke, how's it going there? Looked into Nextcloud. Seems too complicated for me. Okay. Evil Step Twin. Sort of weirds you out, huh? A little bit. A little bit, Evil Step Twin. All right. If you've been hanging around OpenShot for a number of years, you'll be pretty sick of the sight of it by now. Broken update after broken update year after year. People who make backups usually don't need them. Yep. Okay, I've hopped from Mint to Deepin to Peppermint to Debian and now back to Mint. All right. Seem to understand automatic backup systems. Yeah, KDE's my favorite, but I'm trying to learn i3. i3 would be fun to learn if I had the time. I don't know. Yes, do the Facebook microphone test. All right, maybe I'll do the Facebook microphone test. I'll have to go out to the store and see what's the cheapest burner phone I can pick up, and how can I get that all working right. Let's give it a test there. Goodness, when Facebook is gonna go away, nightmare. Okay. Sometimes I use Shotcut to get audio off videos, but found that Audacity can do that. Facebook microphone test sounds like a great idea. Back when I used Google, my phone would randomly open Google Voice and start listening. That's exciting. Say out loud, weird topic. An object every couple hours, you'll get... Well, what I was thinking about doing with the Facebook test is talk about things I ordinarily would not talk about, would not search about, things they wouldn't even come close to associate me with, like maybe talk about beer or wine or something crazy like that, because I don't drink at all and it's not the subject of conversation I would ordinarily have. Basically come up with a bunch of things that I would never discuss. Maybe talk about buying a new car and various types of things. It'd be interesting to see. Linux the Historian. Greetings, Noah. I just want to let you know I'm going to upload the history of Solus. All right. Very good. Awesome. Ran my laptop on Linux Lite until the battery ran out. The computer went offline, froze up. I wonder if it's a problem with hibernation. Possibly. Wouldn't need backups. I know I do. Teaching people IP tables. All right, let's go ahead and switch gears a little bit. Kitty, what are you doing? I'll show you guys the new animation for the top fives. So here we are. And let me go ahead and play. What do you guys think of that one? So it's a 2-second video. Let's play it a couple times. So kind of changing it a little bit. Oh, the kitty just pushed play again. So basically what happens is now that's a little bit different is I start on the gray. I used to actually have to drop this in and measure a distance and fade it. So now I'm actually going to start with a green screen, or with a blue screen really is what I'm going to do. And then fade in with the top, and then it seems about the same speed. It might be slightly faster. It's like a little bit more is going on, because in this case, I separated the computer board from the banner, separated those out this time, whereas they used to actually all be part of the same file. And then I zoom up the letter. I basically transition it up, and then as it opens, the letter now spins or the number spins now twice instead of once, which means it spins a little bit faster. And then as it zooms out, and opens, the camera moves through a little bit quicker, so it kind of moves you into the next frame a little bit quicker. So all that's done in Blender. So let me know what you guys think of that one. I gotta finish up the rest of them. I need to add audio to it yet. I haven't added the audio. rsync for auto backups, and it comes with the Linux kernel. Don't get to work during spring break, so I finally catch up on your live stream. All right. Tom used cache to go by the burner phone, LG stylus phones. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I use cache pretty much all the time anyway. Don't know how a program works, then the programming is programming you. Said not to play the lottery because it just makes me more depressed if I don't win. There you go. Yeah. Lottery is rigged. Okay, it'd be funny if someone made a rip-off of wine called beer and it would run different kind of formats. There you go, Mac, right? It's beer. You need beer to like Mac. I don't know. Lottery's a waste of money. Better to invest in the bank because at least you know you're making money, not losing. Well, I don't know. I don't know about investing in banks. The banking system is the only place where you get the privilege of paying them to store your money. You have to pay them to take your money out. And then they'll pay you, like, I mean, the economy's so bad, so they're only going to pay you a fraction of an interest. Like, I keep a few $1,000s in my savings account at all times. I've made, I think, 2 cents in interest last year. Okay? But they're very happy to take all your money and lend it back to you at 18% on a credit card. So, you know. Pretty nice. Change the color of the 1 so it doesn't get mixed up with the top 5. Or make it bigger. Let me have a look at that. Oh, I see what you mean there. Yeah, maybe I'll change the color of the 1. Yeah, I'll see what I can do with that. I'll see what I can do with changing the color of that a little bit. So for Proton Mail, don't know if I'm going to migrate from Yahoo or not. I understand Yahoo, even Gmail confuses me. Bad top 5 intros. I don't mind it. I like better than the last one. It seems smoother. Yeah. I do like this one better. The last one did feel a little clunkier to me, too. So, yawn. Evil Step Twin, am I boring you? I'm sorry, Evil Step Twin. Invest in land or metals. Paper is worthless. All right. Well, we've been on here for about an hour. I'm doing a Christian live stream at 9 tonight. So, if you guys want to come around for that. Also, just a reminder, double check, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. Like I said, 30 subscribers dropped off like an hour ago with no real explanation. So as of my last, oh no, it dropped them. It dropped them all back down again. I was up to like 10,330 something. It dropped down to 10,308. So it's like, what in the world is going on? So, welcome to the YouTube world. Double check you're still subscribed. And if you want to check out the Christian channel tonight at 9, which is 1 hour from now, 9 Eastern time. I don't have the thing up there. The link for that's coming in right now. That's the other channel. I'll be streaming there in about an hour. And let me know. I'll see you over there if you want to go over there. So, final comment. Normally download streams, make it into audio file, listen via MP3 at work. The only way I have a time to listen to the best of these. Yeah, I need to. Maybe that's one of the things I should do this quarter is go ahead and put up the podcast type stuff. So use tables when there's a need. So like product display or comparison table. Yeah, that's the legitimate use of the table, but not for website layout. Yeah. The 1 in top 5 should be an outline in white. The fill should be black. Being as it's a 3D element, I'm not completely sure that's doable. Okay, they are all 3D elements, so there's a little bit of limitation what it can do, but I could possibly throw some type of shadow or some type of other something in there. I'll see what I can do. PM, I'll be there if my wife does not want the the library DVD. There you go. All right, switch to Linux. Okay, slow down. Slow down the animation. It's 2 seconds. It's actually 2.5 seconds. It's 75 frames, 30 frames per second. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap this stream up the right way. So we'll do a final call for comments. Oh, Kitty, you know it's coming. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Hold on. I need my other. There you go. There you guys go. All right. Let's see. Oh, he's like, I'm happy, man. See if I can get him to get his paw in there. Oh, look at that little paw. Oh, he got one. You got one, buddy. You got one. There you go. And let's do one for the good HD camera right over here. Yeah, there you go. You like those, don't you? You do. You like those? Are they finger looking good? There you go. Yeah, you like those, huh? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right. Final couple of comments. Switch to Linux while trying overt. Religion. Okay. Personally, like a 15-minute intro. Yeah, you know, I should do a 15-minute intro sometime, shouldn't I? Bye, kitty. Yep, see you at 9. Cats know everything. I have 5 of them. Feeding time. Now he's like, yep, I got my food. I'm out of here now. See ya. He's actually gonna be cute and go hang out down there for a little bit. He loves the corner of the new carpet. Alrighty. Should try CRX and host it if it's easy to do a video about it. CRX. Let me look at CRX. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Once again, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can check out switchtolinux.com/support for all the current ways to help. I have an Amazon links over there and in the description below. There's a PayPal link over on that webpage. If you are interested in Patreon, check out patreon.com/TomM. If you want to get something like a mouse pad or a water bottle, you can check out shop.switchtolinux.com. That is going to forward you on over to Spreadshirt, where you can pick up some things over there. So thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.